just got copyright. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our talk show. I'm your host, Josh, and this is...
Nick Cannon. No.
Sorry for your loss.
Sorry for your loss. This is DJ. How's it going, everybody? Don't forget we have audio versions on Anchor FM, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasting needs. Also, it's January, and that means it's Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. And as such, our charity for this month is the Foundation for Women's Cancer, which the link will be down below. We have two shows, Wednesday and Tuesday. Wednesday at right around this time, and Tuesday between the hours of 10 a.m. and noon.
We do. Today is our talk show after dark.
Today is Wednesday, our talk show on Wednesday.
After dark.
After dark in Australia.
Well, no, I know.
It is physically dark, I know.
Welcome to winter. On today's Fuck My Life. Today, my boyfriend and I were talking and taking a stroll when I was mugged at knife point.
You were
Not me.
You were mugged by knife point?
No. Listen, this is someone else's shit.
You look like one of those people that could be mugged without a weapon, right? Like somebody just walk up to you and say, "Hey, give me your money," right? Or I'll do unspeakable things to you, and you'll just be like, "Here's."
No, I punch myself in the face and they run away.
Why would they run away after you
they're fucking confused. Like,
punch yourself?
Because I have no problem hurting
The
myself.
worst part is after you punch like if I'm right, say I'm a robber, right, and you punch yourself in the face, I'm gonna hit you too, right?
You're different. You're bigger.
Because I'm just knock you out, take your cash.
You're gonna do that anyway.
You know. I was just gonna ask nicely, right? You're the one who started the violence.
You can't say you. You're 6'7", fucking 6,000 pounds.
6,000 pounds
on Mars. Like
6,000 pounds.
Fucking, you're like that giant guy in fucking Game of Thrones. Everyone's gonna give their money.
Oh, the mountain.
Yeah, everyone's just gonna hand it over. You're like, can I get directions? Like, take my wallet.
You know, I think that's fucked up. They always, the mountain. Well, what about the Hound? The Hound was a big fucking dude.
He fucked people.
And he was very agile in comparisons to the mountain. And he wasn't afraid of that motherfucker at all.
What about Ordor?
Holdor?
Holdor.
Yeah, all that motherfucker could say was Holdor, though, because the kid ruined his mind. Kid fucked his shit up.
But he's big.
You know.
He got that Kool-Aid shirt.
I'm just saying.
Like Kool-Aid.
You know, the kid fucked his shit up. He couldn't do nothing about it. But continue your fuck my life. So I robbed at gunpoint.
No, today my boyfriend and I were taking a stroll when I was mugged at knife point. My boyfriend did nothing. He just stood there while the mugger took my purse and cell phone. His reason? The other day, I disrespected him by texting another guy. What did I text the guy? Happy birthday. Fuck my life. She got him.
You know what?
That's a boyfriend.
You know what the real reason was, bitch? Because I didn't want to get stabbed. Right? That's what the reason was.
You want to save your girlfriend? Your wife?
Huh? Me?
You just crushed the guy's hand.
We were just talking about this. Me is not the same thing. Me's the 6'7", 450 pounds.
Can I get some directions? Yeah, here's my wallet. No, that's not what I said.
Of trained, angry, pissed off DJ,
Years of fucking built-up frustration.
Like it's going to be...
Years of his
long day.
Years of his dad telling you not to hit nobody.
The worst part is like half the time, right? If I'm standing next to somebody, that's not the person you're gonna rob. You're gonna rob the motherfucker not standing next to me. Right?
Hey, let me get your. Never mind.
That's right.
When a guy ran away when you came off the doors when Jason was trying to fight someone, and he got off the door, and the guy's like, "Nah, I'm gonna go to my car." I remember he's not even gonna get into it.
Yeah, I remember that was that.
Where you going?
That was one time Jason was trying to
fight everyone. Tom Brady looking motherfucker.
Yeah, he was trying to fight people at the bar, and then the guy stood up, so I stood up
and leaned on the door.
Right, and I'm just like, yo. He's drunk. Sit back down because you're not going to fight him. You're going to fight me. Right? Because I'm sober.
That's the only way to be fair.
That's right. Well, it wasn't going to be fair at all. But 9 times out of 10, right? They take in judgment, right? They start thinking about it. They're like, well,
It's like when you walk in front of a car.
you know,
The car stops.
right? Car stops.
Because it did the math.
Right.
He's going to do more damage to my car
Well,
than I will do to him.
Right. Well, so they think about it, right? They're like we've seen what happens when a car hits a deer, right?
So what happens when a car hits a DJ?
Right. So like, and a deer is roughly about the same weight. You know, it's 450 to 500 pounds. You know, normal. Actually, I don't even think deers quite weigh that much.
I think it's like 250.
You know, so you hit a 500-pound dude at speed. That's the end of that car.
Well, no,
and it's not like you can drive away to do a hit and run because your car doesn't drive now.
No, I'm talking about like you're at a,
You know,
like you're at a crosswalk,
crosswalk.
and he's about to go, and he sees you. They did the math.
right.
Even at this speed, he's gonna do a lot more damage to my car than I will do to him.
That's why Sonya was saying you'd probably be a good crossing guard. Right, because you'd walk out with that stop sign, and the people would be like, "That is a
green ass vest.
that is a big boy," right?
Big
Like,
guy.
right? Like, you know. But the next problem is I can't be at the cross because you know the moms, right? Moms love me,
Oh, here
you know, and I'm married now, and
More
you
like
know,
hitting an elk. That's what Tim said.
hitting a fucking
Not
grizzly,
hitting you is not a deer. Hitting you is hitting an elk.
hitting a grizzly bear,
Yeah,
you know,
fucking bear.
you know, a moose.
He
You ever
also
seen how
said-
big mooses are?
Fucking big. He also said hound was more dangerous than the mountain.
Hound was way more dangerous than the mountain. That always drove me nuts. They always made Hound look, you know, like Hound wasn't, you know,
He
ready
killed
for
so
it.
many people.
But Hound was always ready for it. Like, and he would.
Who was it? His brother was the mountain.
Right, his brother
Yeah,
was the
that's what I
mountain,
thought.
and that's how he got the burn on his face.
Yeah.
Was his brother pushed Hound's face into the fire,
Yeah.
and it changed Hound. Like
just
Hound,
lucky Hound's passive
Hound wasn't gonna
aggressive.
take nobody's shit no more.
And he doesn't.
And like even when you first meet the mountain and mountain kills his own horse or whatever and goes to go like step towards
And
the
he
one dude,
And crushes that guy's face.
Hound like steps up and grabs his sword because he's ready to kill the mountain.
What's
Like he's
up?
like, I will fuck your shit up. Don't play with me. You know.
Hound was dangerous.
Yeah,
And he
Hound
taught
was-
that girl.
No, so
No, he
yes and
trained her.
no. Right. She got a little bit of training from him, but most of her training was from the faceless
Oh yeah.
people. And then she was on a whole other level than Hound. Whole other level. Like
Heartless.
she killed that whole family, that the Red Wedding,
Oh yeah.
you know, killed all them motherfuckers. Like really.
Technically, spoiler, she killed the frost giant.
Yeah.
She killed the main guy.
Yeah. She
did a whoop.
stabbed that bitch right in the face. I knew too as
She
soon
did
as
that
he
knife
caught her
trick.
hand.
She did that knife trick.
Yeah. I knew as soon as he caught her hand, he was fucked.
Oh yeah.
He was totally
That's
fucked.
right. Half the show, Hound was wanted vengeance on the mountain.
You know. Oh yeah. Like I said, Hound did not give one fuck about the mountain. He was not worried about him.
Everyone was paying attention to Kings and Queens. I was waiting for the Hound to kill his brother.
That's it, right. That's that. You know, and that's the worst
Waiting
part.
for her to
Like
get her list too. Do her
I
list.
didn't care about I liked Hound. I like the midget. He was dope.
But I wanted Jeffrey dead.
You know, the one Lannister
Yeah, Lannister was good.
and the little Lannister. The other two were a little much.
And then what was it, the bastard child?
The
The one
only
that went to the wall?
the only time I liked the queen bitch was when she was walking through town getting shit smeared on her and fuck shame, ding ding ding. You know, that was the best part of her.
And as soon
You
as
know.
Jeffrey got beat up by a little girl and then blamed someone else to kill the dog.
Oh,
I
that
hated
pissed me
Jeffrey
off.
For life.
Yeah, I never liked Jeffrey.
That bitch is like, you're not killing my dog. Well, someone's dog has to die.
That's right.
It's not my dog.
And then you and
You're
then
not killing
you
my dog.
and then you let your dragon get fucking killed in a rescue mission
And becomes a fucking.
and become a White Walker dragon. Like you're
was
just
tight.
like, I don't know. Some of the shit was dumb. I'm like, wow, you guys didn't think nothing. Because like even the whole time walking back there to get a White Walker, I'm
Yeah.
thinking like, how the fuck do you plan on getting out of here, son? Like, what's your escape route? Right? Like that's heroics 101, right? You don't need to know how you're getting in, but you need to know how you're getting the fuck out.
Rules of the game.
Right.
When you walk into a place, you count how many doors and windows there are.
That's right. That's right.
Have your back to the wall, so no one can sneak up on you.
I'm just saying, like there's rules to.
Whenever DJ started, he's like, I don't like mixing my porn with my TV.
No.
And then you start watching it more, and then you're like,
I just skip through the porn.
oh yeah.
The
and then
porn
you're just
stuff.
like edge of your seat, like, don't they always get you on a cliffhanger too? Then
Well, no,
you get the
'cause-
next episode.
right,
But
'cause they
imagine
just
if you
go to the
had to wait
episode.
a week.
Oh no, I wouldn't have watched it.
You're just like, what? The poor kid gets pushed off a wall because you're incest.
Right, like,
how's that his fault?
Right. They were gonna people found out anyways. Like you push that kid
And
for
then
no
try to get
reason.
someone to go kill him, and his dog's right there.
Yeah, that didn't work
That
out
big
well.
ass dog. Like, what's up? Little things
It
went
wasn't
from
a
little
dog;
hound.
it was a dire wolf. That's
That bitch
why.
went from this big to fucking walk.
Yeah. Well, that's what they do. I mean, dire wolves are
And that other wolf was with
They're
the
the
bastard child for like
pinnacle
ever.
of wolves. Like they're the biggest breed
Oh, that's-
of wolf, and trained properly, they're just one of the meanest motherfuckers around.
well, you heard the dad. He's your dog. You need to take care of him.
Right.
They all did too, and they all protected their brothers and sisters. He took the wolf to the fucking wall.
Yeah, he took his wolf with.
That's his wolf. Like,
I would have too. Is the worst part is like,
because I think the other ones died.
and then you would have told me to lock him up. And I'd have told you to go fuck yourself.
Oh well, he's a guard.
I don't.
He don't get locked up. I think they try to lock him up and burn him alive.
They started to. Yeah. All right, moving on. What else? What we got today?
In the news,
What we got in the news today?
apparently consumer prices climbed 7% in the past year, highest jump since 1982. That means everything in the grocery store. And,
See now, so we don't discuss politics here. That's not a thing we do.
no,
We just don't do it because I don't subscribe to one way or the other.
we just report the news.
We just report the news. Now, I will say that a lot of the blame for this has been put on the president, which I won't even mention the president's name.
Which is weird because they're Democrats.
Right, but it's not really that so much as it was the supply chain getting fucked up, which had nothing to do with the government. It wasn't the government's fault. It wasn't, but there was also no like contingency plan for that put in place.
Of course,
Right.
The after effect, yeah.
Right, ships were backed up for weeks, right? And the way our economy and things work,
Technically for years, if you count during the pandemic and after
Right.
the pandemic.
well, and as
ever
things,
since the pandemic, basically.
as we use things up, things come back in. Stuff like that. So like when that happened, it started to, like, a lot of grocery stores don't even have the food they need to feed the city that they're in.
Every fast food place you go to says that certain items are not allowed on the list anymore.
Right, because
Any
they're
place that you call
not
it,
there.
the truck driver says that things are going to take longer than usual due to the fact that
And then just like that with gas prices, because
they're talking
certain
about gas
items
prices
are
going
out,
up.
people are having to drive farther to other stores to get those items that they're looking for that they couldn't find, which raises gas prices because it brings more demand for a smaller window in supply.
everything's raised but our pay. They raised the rent at my job.
The pay did
I did. It was for every.
obviously make it go up a little, but it's a combination. It's
It
not
will.
one sole thing.
Well, no, it will every year until you hit 15.
Right, but what I'm saying is it's not just one sole thing that contributes to the raising of prices.
It's everything.
It's everything. It's the shortage. It's the pay going up. It's the
People not working to make the product.
right people.
Cost and demand.
Not as many people in making the products.
We learned
Not
that
as
in
many people
economics.
getting them out. Not as many people shipping.
It's a chain effect.
Less truck drivers because truck drivers don't want to be on the road. You have companies like Swift who nickel and dime their truck drivers and make life extremely fucking hard for them. But a lot of companies use Swift because they're such a vast company,
That's true.
right? And because they're a vast company, they can treat their drivers any which way they want and know that, they'll able to get away with it because like Swift hires a lot of new young drivers, people who are just starting out and stuff like that, because they don't know the rules. They don't know about union. They don't know those type of things.
And it depends what state you're in.
Right. And then if it affects,
each state has different label laws.
Well, so the drive times for truckers are normally the same thing.
Or the sleeping.
Right. You're normally not allowed to drive over 10 hours. And that's pretty much unanimous across the country.
And you have a book.
Right. And you have a logbook that you have to, okay, I woke up at this time, I put the truck in drive at this time and started,
stopped at
this time, I've covered this many
took lunch
miles, how many times did I stop for gas, for bathroom breaks, this, that, and the third, and that all affects, They
mostly want you to rest.
Right. Well, because you fall asleep at the wheel and you're in an 18-wheeler, which can weigh anywhere from 30 to 100 tons.
Oh, yeah.
And God forbid you're a heavy hauler,
that reminds
which
me
they don't play games with heavy
that movie
hauling.
Black Dog with Patrick Swayze. He was teaching the guy about when you hit the corners and if you have a big load or a light load, and if you're, he's like, oh, going up the hill. He's like, up the hill's not the problem. It's going downhill.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, all that gravity. He's like, once something jumps in front of you, how do you brake? You don't.
Right. Well, that's why. So like, when I drive through, when we used to live in a mountain range type area, and you would see the trucks crawling down the fucking hill. 9 times out of 10, that meant they had a heavy load, and they didn't want to get going too fast because it's easier to stop with right
when you're riding the brake.
That's right. Now it's hard on the brakes, but it's safer.
He said we were going down here. He's like, what happens if you hit the brake? You just probably burn them out.
Yeah.
He's like, what? He's like, yeah, probably burn them out.
You're going too fast.
Yeah, how heavier a load is.
That's right.
This is crazy.
So,
but no, it's a well-defined machine. And if one part goes, it's a chain effect.
Mm-hmm.
And then this part goes, you need this one. There's not that many custom agents anymore. That like everyone's not working.
Right.
What is it? This is not producing this anymore. You can't get this at McDonald's anymore. Like they got rid of bagels because of COVID.
There's just no bagels.
I mean, at McDonald's, remember we used to have bagel sandwiches. You used to get the steak one.
Yeah. Now they got rid of the steak sandwiches a long time ago.
Yeah, but they got rid of the bagel sandwich in general.
Like I remember, I was still working when
we had it at the house.
No, I meant when Dunkin' Donuts got rid of their steak, egg, and cheese bagel.
Got rid of it.
Yeah, but
because we used to go to the Royal Palm House and get it. And
McDonald's was always cheap. The Dunkin' Donuts one, I was really upset because I used to get one every morning. I'd grab my coffee, my steak, egg, and cheese bagel, and then I'd hit the road for the day. And then when I walked in on the steak, egg, and cheese, they're like, oh, we don't carry that more. I'm like, you're telling me, right? I was in here yesterday. You're fucking telling me there's not one steak back there left that you got left over.
You took the last one.
And you couldn't fucking make it for me? Oh, no, sir. That's against company policy. We don't serve it anymore. I'm like, oh.
Can I have it then? So you don't have to serve it. You don't have to, I don't have to
right, just give me the whole box of whatever's left, and I'll make it at home before I come to work. I won't have to bother you, motherfuckers.
I'll just get the bagels from you.
But of course, it doesn't work that way. And
the inventory and
if something goes wrong, it's not cooked properly, and you get sick, then you turn around and sue Dunkin' Donuts Corporation, and
they changed prices the same way. Remember they had like the 2 for $6 and the
right.
And I used to get the wraps.
Speaking of the truckers and stuff like that, I've got a news here that stranded drivers are finally freed after 24 hours snow ordeal on I-95 in Virginia.
Finally.
Yeah, they were still there last week.
That wasn't even the same. Another one happened in Pakistan and people died.
Jesus.
From a snowstorm in Pakistan.
What was the one we were talking about last week? Was Canada? Wasn't it where they were all stuck on or was that New York? They were just stuck on the road.
It was between Tennessee and all that states. They were stuck.
Now, that's crazy.
And they had the Uber driver get the girl a hotel room.
Right. And the worst part is like if we went up through there, we could get around it. we know all the back roads and stuff like that. I'd come out
But
3 states down.
the same time that thing was happening, Pakistan had a bad snowstorm and people died.
Well, because how often does it snow in Pakistan?
I-75, Tim said. There was another one.
Right, I-75. That's, yeah. You know.
But no, yeah, that was last week.
But that's like, so a lot of people don't travel at night. You know.
No, they can't see. My mom doesn't travel at night.
Right.
Only during the day.
I love traveling at night. There's
no
nobody.
traffic.
There's no traffic. There's nobody on the roads. There's very few cops.
You want to learn how to drive.
You know.
Drive at night. Like early in the morning.
Right.
And then when you want to get used to cars, you got to drive during, what's it called?
Well, and the best thing, right, about like moving through states at night, okay, besides for the fact you can go a little bit faster because there's nobody out on the roads, if you pay attention, right, you'll see Impalas moving from state to state doing 100, 120, 130 mile an hour.
Why do you want to see that?
Huh?
Why do you want to see that?
Well, because those are the ones you sit behind, because they're going to see the cops and get pulled over first. Then you just slow down and wave at the Impala as you go by. And
I just find more peaceful at night, especially up north. Everything's quiet.
right.
Like when I lived in the mountains, it was so quiet at night. You would hear the bugs, but like you don't hear the train.
Mine was the bobcats. Those.
Oh, you heard them?
The way they scream.
When you're in the back porch of Tennessee and you're facing the woods?
Yeah, because it almost sounds like a child crying out. You know.
That's how they lure you in.
What were you laughing at? Tim say something?
Yeah, like Bob, blind as a bat at night. Blind as hell at night, Tim said. Bob is.
Bob's always blind.
He's a thick ass.
Daytime, nighttime, he's just blind.
They sound like a witch.
Yeah, and it's really fucking scary, especially when you're smoking a bowl in the middle of the night while it's cold and stuff. You can see your breath, so it's already kind of eerie.
I think I remember talking to you once. You're like, the fuck was that noise?
Yeah, and I'm just like
on the phone with you. And you're like, I think there's a witch or a child crying.
Yeah, it sounds scary. I feel like it preys on that instinct to go see what's going on.
White people.
You know, and I'm like, you know what? I'm staying up on this porch. I hope nobody's dying or getting turned into a frog or nothing.
Are you okay?
You know. But yeah, so I guess people are
yeah, Pakistan's definitely not used to a snowstorm.
People are finally getting free from that giant snowstorm. That's crazy. You just have to sit in your car
we're getting hit by it now.
For 24 hours.
We're getting hit by the cold front.
Oh, we're getting hit by it now?
Well, whatever they got hit by, we are getting hit by it now. It's just water.
It's just water.
Us. Well, it's supposed to be cold the next couple of days.
You know.
Like in the 50s.
That don't scare me none.
I just wonder when people look at the weather map and they get the whole nation's all blue and Florida's green. Like their high is 19 and our high is 75.
Like
fuck you, Florida. Like,
what
we can still grow vegetables.
Yeah, it's
the weather here is different up north. I remember coming in July and it was 42 degrees outside at night.
A teen was arrested in connection with the New York fire that killed about 100 cows, apparently.
The Bronx fire?
Yeah, apparently it killed 100 cows. No, it says New York.
Yeah, it's in the Bronx. Bronx is in New York.
They got cows in the Bronx?
Oh. No, there was a Bronx fire. That's what I was asking.
No, this one says New York. Doesn't say where exactly in New York. It just says
Florida is orange all the
killed
time.
100 cows. Like,
damn.
You know, I was remembering like the TV series, right? You know, the TV series,
the Chicago fire did that.
The barn would set on fire.
I mean, quickly.
And the guy, you know, the protagonist or the cowboy or the barn hand or whatever would run and open the fire, and all the horses would run out, and you know,
take the living shit out of someone.
Right? Because they're. But 100 cows. Like, I don't know where you had 100 cows.
It's probably upstate. It's all country up there.
Right.
Oh no, probably the milk place where they do all the milk. The cow farm.
What is it, McCarthy's? McCarthy's all over the country, though.
But there's a cow farm probably up there.
You know.
It's for cows.
Hell, cow farmers get fucking grief and why am I getting on New York news?
Are you in New York?
I'm just getting
I have White House vows to provide 10 million COVID tests for schools each month.
Oh yeah, because they're really worried right now about.
And they really don't want to do at-home learning.
Well, right, they don't want to do at-home learning.
To be honest, it doesn't work.
People are getting. Well, to be fair,
We can barely get kids to pay attention in class.
right? That's right, right.
Now they're
To
at
be
home.
fair, the in-class stuff doesn't really always work either. It depends on the teacher. Okay, because I had teachers that were great, that engaged and taught, and made sure everybody in the class was
Don't would walk around.
right.
So you have to follow them.
Paying attention.
Not the
Actually trying to teach and help the kids learn and stuff. And then I had teachers that were just like, hey, do your worksheet.
you have teachers like Bueller.
Right.
Bueller. Imagine that guy giving a lecture.
Oh man, it'd still be better than some of the teachers I had.
I don't like, this reminds me of that kid from a couple of years ago that made Tosh 0 when he was yelling at the teacher for packets. And he said, if you want to inspire a kid, you got to touch their heart. You can't just be sitting up here giving out packets.
I mean, do something like.
I know, he was pissed.
Being a teacher is not a job.
He's like,
that
I would
you
never
can-
give you credit for my education.
Right. Being a teacher is not a job where you can sit there and,
Read a book, guys.
it's not one of those jobs you can look at as like, hey, I'm just here to collect a paycheck.
Some of them said that to us. Whether you learn or not, I get paid either way.
Right.
Like, damn.
But
some of those kids are bitches. Like, they're bad students.
No, I get that, right? But there's still a way to handle those. Like, teachers figure it out. Like, the good teachers, they figure out how to deal with the kids that
My teachers, because we were ESC, so
You
it was
know.
a smaller class, more hands-on.
that grid yard gang, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now he's not a teacher; he's a coach. Okay, but he figured out how to take juvenile delinquents, turn them into a team, and play a sport, and get them to learn and understand. Now, yes, of course, some ended up back in jail. A few ended up dead.
Was that Coach Carter?
That's the one that Rock played. The Rock was.
Greyhound one. Coach Carter was Samuel L. Jackson, I think.
I don't know.
But he said the same thing. You got the kids to come together. They had to wear uniforms, and they had to be good in class in order to play on the team.
Right.
It was one of those downtown city schools or whatever, when the kids they want to learn.
And the grid yard gang, that was based on a true story, right? That wasn't just
They did a documentary.
Right. They did a documentary after it. Guy had been doing this for fucking 20 some odd years.
Well, it's the same as like what they say with management. If your manager cares, hopefully your employees do too. But if your manager don't care, then why the hell is your employees?
Right.
If the teacher doesn't give a shit, why is your students?
Yeah. The one guy said, you have to managing, right, and being a leader are two different things, right? Because you have to lead by example.
Correct.
Okay, managing, you're just, hey, do this, hey, do that. This is wrong, that's wrong. You're not taking in ideas.
Yeah.
You're not gathering people's opinion and finding the best way to do it.
Shows you how to do it.
Right, you're just, hey, do it this way. There's no other way better. Do it like that, right? Where being a leader, you're taking in a little bit from everybody, and then coming up with the best possible scenario, even if it's somebody else's idea.
Try to explain that to them.
The
problem with certain people is that the employees think about what their job is and how to better them, but then their job could be affecting someone else's job, and they're not thinking of that person's job.
Right.
They're thinking how. Because I remember having a meeting one day like that, like, well, how do you make this improve? And they're like, this. I was like, what about the guy in the back? What about him? You just made his job harder. We need to come up with an idea that benefits everybody,
Right.
not just you. And then if we come up with that idea, then we will do it.
What else we got?
Candace Cameron Burr shares tear-jerking tribute to Full House dad Bob Saget.
I don't know who Candace Cameron is.
DJ Tanner, the oldest daughter on the show.
Oh, the
DJ Tanner.
DJ Tanner, yeah.
The star of Fuller House.
See, I didn't really watch. Like, I know who Bob Saget is. I watched a little bit of Full House here and there.
Fuller House is great.
But
Me and your wife watched Fuller House.
I wasn't like heavy into Full House and Boy Meets World, and the only reason I watched Boy Meets World was for Feeney.
Feeney.
You know, it's the only reason I cared about that
But
show.
you grew up with Dan, Al Bundy.
Yeah.
Like Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Dads.
You know,
Dan was the best. Can't go wrong with Dan.
But
And Roseanne.
Bob Saget was always cool. I liked his comedy specials. Those were
He
funny.
always thought he was a nice, good at home dad, and he's like, I sucked it for cocaine.
Right.
On Dave Chappelle.
he's like, do you know how hard it was not to say the word fuck for 20 years?
And then he was if you watch Entourage, he was their neighbor.
Yeah. So funny man. It had gone too soon.
He was him.
Yeah, this year
Robert
started
Williams.
out rough. Lost Betty White and fucking.
Why are they taking all the good ones?
Yeah.
Oh, a potential hazardous asteroid more than twice the size of the Empire State Building will make it close by Earth next week.
Yeah, they.
That's a
I don't think you will pass close
will
by.
make close pass by. That's what it says.
Right. So
It's not me saying it. It's how they wrote
it's
it.
not me.
It's how they fucking wrote it, CBS News.
You might have. So
We talked about this like a week ago too.
did we? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I mentioned in science that they just detective because we were talking about Armageddon when they pass that zone and it goes like this above Earth.
Right.
It's like one of those, like it's just passing us.
Oh. See,
What's a big bitch?
what was I gonna say?
Thursday, I think.
I lost my train of thought. No, so I don't know what day but they were saying you're gonna be able to see it.
Well, it
go
approaches
by.
on January 18th.
So that's Tuesday.
Is it next Tuesday?
Yeah, so we'll have to remind everybody. But as
Well,
long
we
as
don't
it
know if
doesn't,
it's at night or during the day.
as long as it doesn't catch the atmosphere, it should be fine. It's on a course path
Oh no, it's
past
going,
Earth.
It's going fucking fast.
Yeah. Well, meteorites normally do. They're normally from exploding planets.
Oh
Right?
yeah,
Because there's
I think
nothing.
it's gonna slingshot around Earth because of the gravity.
There's no friction in space.
Stop it.
Right? There's
And then
no
they get
friction.
faster
There's
when
no
they pass the
gravity.
gravitational belt.
Right? Because it grabs, and it's basically like a slingshot, like you said.
Like I said, I think it's gonna slingshot around Earth and go to Mars.
So it's science.
It's science, guys.
There's
The only reason why we age is because of gravity.
although it's like thinking about that, right? A gravity that size or an asteroid that size,
Twice the size of the Empire State Building.
right? Now, granted, a lot of it would burn up in the atmosphere and
Yeah,
stuff
it's not like the
that.
size of the freaking one that hit the dinosaurs. That bitch was the size of the Grand Canyon.
Even that, right? So, like, if you think about it, it wasn't the asteroid itself that killed the dinosaurs.
The impact.
No, well, yes,
That and
helped kill some
and
of
the
them.
dust in the air.
But right, yeah, it knocked up so much dust in the air.
That's what we call a nuclear winter without nuclear.
Right, the sun couldn't get through, stuff like that. Now, people ask us, well, if something like that happened now, would humans be able to survive? And with, current technology and stuff like that, it probably would be a little bit easier to survive.
If we go underground.
But you just have to find ways to keep warm, right?
The bunker.
And food sources, right?
If we do what we do for nuclear disaster with the bunker, you probably. The thing is, you don't have to worry about a nuclear fallout like you would have to do during nuclear war. Like, you
Right.
can't leave it for 20 years.
Well, then you get earthquakes and...
Oh, no, we're going to have atmospheric disturbances. The oceans are going to rise. Florida's gone.
Like, Florida's gone. Florida's going to sink. Gotta
All
leave
East
Florida.
Coast is gone. California's gone.
This
West
would be
Coast
the
is
worst place to
gone. We
live,
need to go to Canada. Detroit, maybe. That's a lot of water out there.
damn tidal wave would come through and wipe Florida out pretty quick.
Just no matter where it hits, you're done.
Right. You'd have to head upstate.
Like, if it hit over in Europe, we would have time. Not enough time, but more time
Not enough
than
time.
Europe.
Not
Like, if it
enough
hit
fucking
Russia,
time.
I don't know. We would have to go underground way before then. But it'd be a catastrophic fucking thing. It's probably still, it'd be too cold to go outside.
Jeez, all this news is just.
I know Jamie Lynn experience. Jamie Lynn Spears explains the rift with her sister.
I don't.
Her sister's upset because you're named after your father.
Oh man! So we found.
John Cena breaks silence on a WWE.
Last night, Sonia got us into the show called Ghosts.
Yeah, she was asking if you watched it.
Right, it's on Paramount Plus. Right.
I don't have that.
And it basically, the girl gets dropped on her head and she can see the ghosts in the house, right? And then it's your comedy sitcom,
It's like the same
but instead of the people being there, they're just a bunch of ghosts fucking walking around the house bothering the one girl, and the husband's just kind of left out on the joke because he can't see the fucking ghosts or hear them or anything.
Shit like that called the Ghost Whisperer.
No, that's
what Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Right. That one they used the ghosts to solve the goddamn cases.
They would help them move on, yeah.
Stuff like that. But no, this is a comedy show.
Now the ghosts are just annoying her.
And we was looking around, and there's a British version of it.
They come out first.
Yeah. Right. I don't think Sonny knows about it, but the next time they come over, I'm gonna put it on.
It's on Paramount Plus too?
No, it's on HBO Max.
Oh.
Right, and it's the worst part is like the first couple episodes, except for a few differences.
Exactly the same.
It's almost exactly
it's like
the same.
Shameless.
Yeah,
the British version is came out first.
Right.
Like almost word for word dialogue, other than their British dialogue's a little different than ours, but almost word for word script seems the same.
Right. You almost can't even tell the difference in the show, except for the actors are different.
And the British dialogue is a little different than American.
Right. Well, because they speak the Queen's English and not, So
they say things like mate.
Right.
And flat.
And
house.
And a hood's a bonnet and trunk's a boot and
my flatmate.
Cookies or crumpets and.
They use different lingos.
Right. They have other.
Their football.
Right, is actual football. It's not what we call football.
Well, of course we're American.
So
be like, no, we're calling it football regardless.
Yeah.
Use your feet? Nope.
We're gonna call that shit soccer.
We don't give a fuck about Europe. So we're calling it football.
Why do you call it football? Because all we use is our feet.
Actually, it's actually called American football.
So.
But in America, we call it football. Because we're dicks. And we stole it from Europe. And then we decided to change their name to American soccer.
Yeah, it's
Which apparently the World Cup is the most watched thing in the world compared to next to the Olympics. So Europe's not like, oh, we're gonna watch the Super Bowl. No. But different countries are like, tune in for the World Cup.
Can you imagine being an American over in Europe and still wanting to watch the Super Bowl? Like trying to get your sports channel packages. Right? It's like, I need Boston in the house so I can watch the Celtics.
I don't think that's a football team, mate.
No.
You mean the Winchesters? No.
Celtics basketball, I think. That's not even football. Right? So,
I don't know. I just think sometimes watching their shows, because they have different censorships as to, like,
right.
things too. They have a different view on nudity.
They're allowed to say things there.
TV.
That.
Their humor is more dark.
Right.
But it's they have more culture, like in a sense of like even being sensitive to other people's culture, like more intelligence. Like they get taught everything in school.
Oh, I've been around longer.
Yeah. Because I watch different, even with their writing on a show, you can tell. Like, damn.
Nose get itchy.
Yeah.
Stop touching it to the mic, you dirty bitch.
But they're more cultural sensitive. They have knowledge around the whole world, not just in their place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even with the news, that's not just European.
BBC America is one of your largest worldwide news.
BBC One, BBC Two.
Yeah, I said BBC to America, but BBC One, okay, is one of your largest news, just sheer around the world.
And, like, they actually watch the news.
Yeah. That's how they get their daily information.
Yeah.
Journalism over there is different than journalism here.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Politics are different too.
Where like journalism here, we sugarcoat things, use grab like the attention grabbers and stuff. Like tonight on not on NBC, is your dog secretly killing you? Like
right here,
you know.
Kodak Black accused of hooking up with date and VIP booth at the hockey game.
Right.
That's a news fucking headline.
And then you go in and look at it, and it's like, oh no, we were just kidding. That didn't happen. Like it's just what it looked like. So people were assuming, like. So you got to be careful.
What is it? Queen and government's together but separate, like Parliament.
So
I think is over there.
So they have, your normal politicians. Your government's head of states, lords, things like that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, if the queen wants to change something, she can change it. Right? Like she's not in your day-to-day business. She doesn't normally handle that.
Someone else.
Okay. If there's a problem, right?
That needs her addressing.
Country's about to go to war.
We had that one guy. What is it? Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister, right? It's kind of like a stepping stool. You have your Parliament. Okay, then you have your Prime Minister who addresses Parliament, and then you have the Queen, and if it's got to get to the Queen,
go to the Pope.
Right, then it's obviously serious because she doesn't deal with that shit. Like, no, you don't really go fucking with the Queen unless you need a decision on something major.
Yeah, and then the Pope's in Rome.
The Rome or Italy or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't. That's country and church.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, that's.
And this is government and Queen.
Right. This is Queen and government.
Prime Minister and a Queen. Okay,
right.
Gotcha. They all showed up for that wedding when Prince Harry got married.
Right.
But I'm saying there's culture over there. Like they showed up like an inauguration for our president. Like everyone's there. They have their places outside the church for citizens to stand to watch them come out of the church, and then give them hooray.
That's like
like our inauguration when the Washington Memorial.
Right.
And they all stand in the grass in the water.
Well, that's like normally our presidents meet once with the Queen.
Yeah, Obama did.
Because that's you meet with the ruler of that country, which is either your president, your queen.
The one thing Obama did, but the Queen didn't.
Minister.
Drink a pint of Guinness.
Huh?
Drink a pint of Guinness. When the president went over there, Obama, they did the whole thing with the Queen, and there was someone else from a different country there too.
Right.
He spoke the first time since I think it was like Clinton or someone else got to speak there. And then afterwards they went to the pub or some kind of banquet, and they had Guinness there. He had a pint of Guinness, and she got offered it, but she didn't drink it.
No, the Queen doesn't drink in public. There's certain.
She had more guards than him.
There's certain rules and stuff that the queens and kings abide by.
I guess our culture is everyone's culture because we're the land of the multicultural place.
Right. That's the way America was supposed to be.
The land of the free.
Or was supposed to be a place where all cultures could escape. Right.
So everyone knows when they say land of the free, that means you're allowed to practice any religion you please without the government getting involved.
Right.
Now it's like, we're supposed to be free.
Should be any religion you please without without anyone getting involved.
Because of what happened with the church.
Right.
It's the government without the government getting involved, telling you who you can worship.
Well, it's
and the freedom of speech against saying you can say anything you want.
It's crazy, but like I said, that's
you can't do that in North Korea.
That's politics stuff we don't talk about. We got any more news or?
Oh, scientists built the world's tiniest antenna, and it's made out of DNA.
See, that sounds like a dick joke.
It's not.
Built the world's tiniest antenna. Josh, look, they finally have a replacement for you.
Nanometers.
Nanometers.
Unlike its large counterpart, so we're familiar with. The nano antenna is made from DNA, the molecules carrying genetic instructions that are around 20,000 times smaller than human hair.
Still sounds like a dick joke.
It also has fluorescence, which means it uses light signals to record and report back information. It's like a two-way radio.
Josh, I know we don't have censorship here, but
No,
if we
it's
plan
real.
on going
It's from
monetized,
science.
you can't talk about your penis on live.
Okay, how about this? Chris Hemsworth demonstrates his 10-minute body workout that anyone can do at home.
Chris
anyone,
Hemsworth?
Yeah, anyone can look like Thor.
Anyone can look like Thor. If you have the right steroids and juice.
No money.
What kind of juice did he drink?
This is weird. I don't know what Prince Harry has against this, but Prince Harry reportedly wants to skip the Oscars to avoid Kristen Stewart.
I mean,
the girl from Twilight.
Have you ever seen that?
I feel like
what's
she's going on between
complaining.
Prince Harry and Kristen Stewart?
You
That he's
know.
like, I don't want to see her.
Well, he probably tried to
Did he
hit on her
watch-
when she didn't reply. It was probably,
She might tell us what.
And then he was like, "Well, I mean, you like motherfuckers who glitter." So it's like,
that's why.
like I don't know why. What?
And
Is it bad? Do you need to not? Probably
he's
should say
apparently
it.
less than thrilled about Spencer. Spencer, in which Kristen Stewart portrays Princess Diana, his mother.
I mean, I haven't seen it. She gave him resting bitch face. That's true.
Well, no, apparently she played his passed away mother in this movie, Spencer.
I don't. Would she not play
Well,
it
the
right?
film, I don't know, the film and its main actress likely to win a number of Oscar nominations.
Like,
And it struck a sour note
oh,
with
so he
Harry.
just doesn't want to see it all night.
Yeah.
All right, because it's gonna be in
He's
every.
pretty appalled by the film.
Well, he would have been a kid when she was hit by a car. What?
She died running from the paparazzi. She died in a tunnel. They got into a car accident.
But I'm saying, he would have been very young.
I think he was 5.
So it's not like he would have really
was 98.
remembered
1998?
everything from her past.
Yeah, but growing up as a prince, I'm sure you heard all about your mother your whole entire life. Especially from the queen.
No, that's not exactly how that works, friend.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think the pictures are all over the fucking wall?
Royalty keeps quite a lot of secrets.
I don't know.
they're
He
able,
left royalty, remember? Queen was pissed.
Yeah,
They had to get Oprah involved.
all right. Royalty doesn't really like when royalty decides it doesn't want to be royalty.
I don't like when they have opinions.
It's not right. It's hey, you're supposed to be, better than that.
Yeah, but her private life is definitely going to be different than what the public are at her. Oh, that's true.
Like I said, it's who knows. Probably just didn't like things that were said or the way it was portrayed.
Probably, that's what I'm thinking.
But a lot of these ones that try to what was the guy with the big teeth? I can't remember his name. Remember they did the movie about was it Stevie Wonder? Was that who it was?
Jamie Foxx?
No, I thought maybe no.
Stevie Wonder had great teeth.
Maybe it wasn't Stevie
He
Wonder.
just couldn't see.
Maybe, well, I know they did one for Elton John. Right?
Yeah, they did
Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
Right. So
They did Queen. Oh, you're talking about Queen.
yeah.
Rhapsody was a great fucking movie.
Rhapsody.
Great movie. The guy who did it, the guy from the robot movie show or whatever it's called, he did a great job.
That's probably too true, Tim.
Straight Outta Compton was
Your last
great.
memories are from when you were young. You're probably holding on to all the good ones rather than any of the bad.
They did a couple of the Rocket Man.
Yeah, I remember Rocket Man.
Rhapsody.
La Bamba from what was it, the 90s?
Yeah. Yeah. They did that one and Selena.
Where they were showing how oh fuck, what was La Bamba? Who was it?
La Bamba.
No, I know the song, right? But I
the
couldn't
guy.
I couldn't
What was
remember the
his name?
guy's name. And he didn't speak Spanish. Like he didn't actually know any Spanish. But he sung the song for him. And then it's stuck because that's a lot of the way a lot of your stars were
It
made
was in
back
1975. They made the movie.
1975.
That's when they made the movie.
Holy shit.
Mexican American Richie Valdes and Louis Diamond Phillips became a rock star.
I know a bunch of people died on that plane that night.
Oh, we had who else died in a plane crash? What was it? The people who sung Sweet Home Alabama. Sweet Home Alabama. They died in a plane crash. Oh, Buddy Holly.
Buddy Holly.
He died in a plane crash. The drummer from Blink-182 survived a plane crash.
Yes. Ow. See, fuck all that.
Travis Barker. And then they did this one. They did Selena with Jennifer Lopez. But they also showed real footage of Selena.
Right.
Same thing they did Rap CD.
Some of them do, will show like real band footage and stuff.
What really got our generation going was when Straight Outta Compton did so well.
Right.
Like, and it was a great movie. Like portraying what happened with NWA and Eazy-E, and then Rocket Man came out, and Bohemian Rhapsody came out, and they were great movies.
Like I said, it's nice to have.
Oh, the chick singer Aaliyah. I don't even think they did a movie on Aaliyah.
On what?
She died in a plane crash. Aaliyah and Left Eye from what's it called? TLC.
Oh, well, I think that's what I was talking about. Was a plane crash.
Well, no, Aaliyah's a different one. She's the one that did Romeo Must Die, and the vampire, the Queen of the Vampires or whatever it was called. What was it? Queen of the Dam.
Queen of the Dam.
Yeah, she did that one.
Yeah. I wonder never saw her again.
Oh yeah, yeah. They did a tribute song to her. DMX Rest His Soul.
Want to look up see if we can find a Florida man today before we end the show?
Oh, we can always find a Florida man.
See if there was a daily Florida man.
There's always a Florida man somewhere out there.
And I'll wrap up the show.
Okay, Florida women.
What you got for me?
2 Florida women charged after glitter thrown at a man during an argument.
Please send me the picture. Where was it? Was it Miami?
Tampa.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I'm not if they live in Tampa.
And they're smiling.
I'm sure they are. Because I'm wondering how the judge is gonna. 2 women.
It's still assault.
trying to see if I can do it. The NBC report: 2 women thrown in jail for throwing glitter at an officer. Oh yeah, big ass smiles on their face. They don't give a fuck. Glitter attack in Florida. The glitter got in his lungs. The man is now currently
They're
fighting
facing
for his
felony
life.
charges.
For what?
After police said they went to a man's apartment in Clearwater, Florida, and started throwing glitter at him during an argument.
Oh, fucking jeez.
Oh my God. Glitter as a weapon?
Just clean up the glitter and call it, like, it must have been some big ass glitter.
According to police, Caitlin and Sarah were charged with burglary, so they broke in, with assault or battery. And they're held at $250 bond. So they broke into the man's house, had an argument, and assaulted him with glitter.
Yeah, I'd have been like, you know what? Just go ahead and take me to jail.
Launching containers of glitter, striking him in the upper torso and head. Touched your shoulder off and move on.
Trying to,
So much
oh my God, some glitter. You know what? I'd have been more mad because I'd have come home and my wife would have been like, why is there glitter all over you?
Okay.
Right? I was like, oh, well, I was attacked. Some bitches broke in and threw glitter at me. You know?
Okay, so then apparently they're using their last names, but the Sarah then jumped over the patio fence to hurl more of sparkly substance at Jacob as he entered his place. Then walked to the front door so that Frank could unlock it and let her in, and she attacked more glitter at the guy. So not only did he get attacked in the parking lot, he got attacked in his house. And he went to the strip club.
But what's the charge?
breaking in and entering.
right? So that's
Well, she had a key.
you know, like how. See, these are the type of cases I wish I could be in the courtroom and just look at the judge's face as he reads this out.
So this is what happened. The guy's standing at the ground level apartment at around 2 a.m. and they begin arguing with this guy who was standing at his fence balcony. So the lady jumped the fence, threw more glitter at him, went around to open the door for her friend, and then they both came in throwing containers of glitter at him. So it wasn't open. So it was just a closed container.
Oh, it was just throwing like a thing of glitter at somebody. Not even close. They were pelting him with glitter containers.
When cops arrived, the 2 local women had already left. When investigators were able to track down the car, they followed the glitter.
I'm sure they did.
Which was reportedly filled with glitter.
they just shine the light on the road. Oh, they're this way,
Frank is also accused of kicking open a window when she departed, leaving $100 in damage. The guy's condition is unknown as his relationship to the suspects, but his apartment likely needs a good sweeping.
All right, I'm pissed you broke my window. You got to pay for my window. All right.
Old school trying to stone the guy to death. He's a witch with glitter. So when the cops came, this man was covered in.
It looks like a fucking.
With a stripper. Did you open the package and the glitter bomb went off?
Like what? Have you seen those? The guys who puts the glitter bomb in the package, so when somebody steals it,
it goes off.
And you just set it off when they open it. Oh man.
How did he do? What did he do to say when he was calling the cops? I bet he didn't even say glitter. I bet he's like, I had 2 women insulting me.
Right.
Until the cops got there.
2 women were beating me up.
Sparkling like the vampire from Twilight. Sir, what were they hitting you with? I don't want to say.
What does it look like, bitch? Like I'm covered in glitter. Like.
So you guys were arguing from the balcony, and then
no, you got to go really manly with it, right? You got to go really manly with it. You're like, they were throwing bricks of aluminum at me, right? But my chiseled body was hitting the aluminum, and then it poofed into glitter, right? So like it started out just an aluminum block, right? And it really hurt, but I prevailed, and it turned to glitter. Now I'd like her to pay for my window.
Used alchemy, and transluted a solid into glitter.
Right, just like it's like you remember that scene from Superman when he gets shot in the eye?
Yeah, and it bends.
And it just like.
Yeah, but how hard do they have to throw the aluminum? Fucking 90 miles an hour.
Very strong women, very butchy, just Olympic.
PSI is like, you know how many pounds of pressure
the ones that are like who throws the ball. Right, with their neck, right? They're like
with their neck.
No. So I forget what sport it's called.
Olympic thing.
Right, but they put the ball like here, and then they spin around, and then they throw it.
Yeah.
Right. That's how the glitter was delivered to me.
I had the.
They were doing right. I tried, but like I said, really, I just need my window replaced.
Arrest them too.
Arrest them too.
When do you go to court? Have to testify.
Officer, right? You got to face your accusers. You're trying to tell the judge, hey, they had big metal things that
they pelted me with glitter.
Start crying. It's been in my eyes for months. My wife
can't get it out. I dream about glitter.
My wife thinks I'm going to strip clubs at night.
No, I can't meet a girl.
I can't meet a girl because they think I've already got one or I am one. So like, I'd be pissed.
From Twister, and the balls hit him so hard it burst in the glitter.
Right, you see, just whoosh. Glitter everywhere. That's the story I would have told.
You just transmuted magic.
Right. Well, because I couldn't have called the police and looked the police officer in the eye, and been like, 2 women attacked me. I just couldn't do it. In no way, shape, nor form am I going to look at an officer, because officers already look at you like, I'm the manly man, right? So if you tell him you've been beat up by some glitter, the officer's laughing about that. He can't wait until he's sitting with the rest of his officer buddies.
It'd be funny if we decked them both out and they're laying on the ground and they just come and there's blood and glitter everywhere.
Blood and glitter.
Like, what happened? They came at me.
Now you're going too far, right?
Well, no.
Right.
Does he go to jail?
Like he was hit with some glitter.
So he knocked that bitch out.
You know, so he knocked that bitch out.
They did break into his house and busted his window.
They were long gone by the time police got there, so I feel like they weren't there long. Right?
He didn't catch the glitter and throw it back.
Catch it right, just
He didn't Hawkeye that shit.
beat their ass with a fucking scarf. Boy, I'm telling
You
you.
get your ass beat by a scarf?
That's right. Or
That's what you got from Hawkeye, is he beat their ass with a scarf?
you didn't. I told you that.
He had his scarf on.
He took his scarf off and
like, "Are we
kicked the
done?"
shit out of
He
3 or
said, "Are
4
we-"
guys.
He says, "Are we done?"
Man.
He's like, no, he punches him to shit.
Only a few people I know can do that shit.
He beat someone up with a scarf.
Beat somebody up with
Jackie Chan.
me, Jackie Chan, and Hawkeye. like,
And Ip Man.
yeah, Ip Man. He probably get your ass.
He beat your ass with a feather duster.
You know. just
Daddy, Mommy said, can you take this fight seriously so you stop breaking things around the house? What'd that kid say?
That guy was pissed.
What are you
I'm telling you, my favorite fight scene is Jackie Chan beat the shit out of a bunch of people with a bench. Just a little wooden one-seater bench. Just kicked the shit out of everybody.
Well,
John Wick, yeah. Maybe, I don't know, Keanu Reeves could beat somebody up with a scarf. Probably.
Maybe Riddick.
Like,
He killed the man with a teacup.
yeah, Riddick killed him with a teacup. That's pretty
He
good.
put the thing down.
Yeah. You know, Jackie did that first in another one of his movies. He what is it? It was the stapler. He set the stapler down, and I think the officer says, "What are you gonna do with that?" And he whooped his ass with the stapler.
He started stapling him.
And then he stapled him to the wall. And Buddy's like, right. So the next one walks over and he grabs the notepad and sets it down, and it really made him think. Right? It's like, how is he gonna whoop my ass with this notepad? Do I really want to find out?
It reminds me of that meme with the cartoon boxer. So one boxer's like this, the other one's like this. He starts going, me, and the guy boxer leaves. He goes, I can't risk it.
Right. I just can't. I can't wait to see if
Once
that.
we can.
Right. What if?
I'm not taking that
What
chance.
if he's not full of shit? You know.
Give me 30 minutes. Let me your energy.
Right. No, I'm gone.
Bro, I'm gonna knock this thing.
I think actually my favorite thing about Jackie Chan's movies, right, is like after he just whooped like 6 dudes, right, 5 or 6 more come, and it's that face like, I'm just so tired of beating your ass.
It was a Rush Hour. What the hell, Jackie? You didn't tell me all these people could fight like that. He's like, I told you, Carter.
Yeah, no, that.
He goes like this, he beats up 5 people, and then 20 people come in. And he's like, "No, I ain't doing this." And then he runs. He starts doing parkour around him to leave.
Oh man,
He's like, nah. Puts him through a ladder.
I love Jack. I like by the third one, Carter knew a little kung fu too. Like he could at least handle it, like stand his own. He wasn't getting his ass
he's
whooped.
The one like the Iron Man fight when Happy fought the one guy and Natasha beat up everyone else. That's what it was. Like Carter's fighting one guy, and Jackie's whooping everyone else's ass.
Jackie's got 16 people he's trying to.
And he's like, he knocks the guy down. He's like, "You saw that? You saw that?" People are hanging from the roof.
Fucking ass whooped.
But the meanest ass whooping I saw was that Mom when he beat his ass with a fucking feather duster, and then when he beat all the Japanese people up and broke their shit.
The filter fish. Filter fish. What you talking about? Filter fish. Filter fish. Or no, when he says, "Oh, you're gonna fight this guy," and the big fucking lurch motherfucker walks out.
The Russian. You had the big Russian, a little Russian.
Right. No, it was the it was the guy in the monastery. The monks. It was the blind monk. It was the blind monk, right? What was it? I think it was you. What was his name? Because they kept
No, you.
Who are you? It's like, you.
Yeah. No, I'm asking you.
Right. Yeah. Oh,
do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? No one understands the hell you're saying.
Nobody understands you, Jackie. Oh man, it's fun. My favorite story was his. Is he said he broke his finger, or he jammed one of his fingers.
Ooh, that hurts.
Right. So he was doing like this to try to work it out. Well, on one of his flights, he said, well, I'm sitting there, I'm under the blanket, and I'm rubbing my finger, right? But the stewardess walks up and sees that under the blanket and doesn't, she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And she goes to turn away like she was doing something wrong, right? And he uncovers, he's like, no, I just... because he was so embarrassed, he thought he was whacking his dick in the middle of a plane, and it's like she ran away like she did something wrong, and Jackie's like, right. It's like, oh fuck, you can't tell anybody Jackie was jerking it into the middle of a plane, What's
My camera keeps turning off.
Isn't that the new one?
Yeah.
The good one? Why?
I switched yours because yours kept turning off.
Why do you keep breaking everything?
I don't know. It's the plug-in. Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Oh. He can hear him about to start insulting him.
Oh, no.
You take this job seriously, Josh.
The minute 8 seconds.
Huh?
The hour and 8 minutes.
Oh. Well, thanks for liking and watching. Nice to see you, Tim. Always good to hear from you.
We know he tunes in on Wednesday.
He tunes on Wednesdays before he goes to work. Don't forget, we do Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Tuesdays at between the hours of 10 a.m. and noon, and Wednesdays between the hours of 4 p.m. and 6. Not a.m., p.m., right? Because that's a long time to... It could be on any time in between there.
We never know.
Don't forget, it's January, which means it is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, and as such, our charity this month is the Foundations for Women's Cancer, which the link, of course, will be down below. Don't forget, we have audio versions on Anchor FM, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasting needs. That's really just, I just like doing that, right? Like, if I didn't do anything else,
Start his movement.
If I don't do anything else, I like doing that.
When you're on at a normal hour.
Uh-huh.
Tim goes, when y'all are on at a normal hour, which is today, apparently.
I tried to tell him we should move both shows till after 4 when people are off, getting off, leaving work.
I can't remember. Yeah, something like that. It was like 2 to 4.
Should do 6 to 8 on Tuesdays.
Ooh, okay.
Right,
like
when
what?
To,
6 to 8?
6 to 8, right? When I'm
Damn.
supposed to be eating dinner.
Maybe.
Yeah. I'm sure
People
that'll...
like me are awake.
Huh?
He said people like him are awake in the afternoon and in the morning.
Right. All right.
Well, stay tuned. We'll see you guys next week.
Toodaloo, motherfuckers.